it's Melody Lane, and today I'm going to show you how to put together this box. This box, it closes these together and the shape's a heart on the top, so it's great for Valentine's Day. But it doesn't have to be just for Valentine's Day. It could be for any time. You could give it to your grandchildren with some candy or something inside. So this comes from Tags, Bags, Boxes, and More. I'm not quite sure if it's one or two. But I sliced this into it. This comes from Valentine Card 07. Cricut has put out some Valentine cards which are just single images in Cricut Craft Room or Cricut Design Space. And it's 99 cents, and this comes bigger on a card all by itself. But I took that image and I made it smaller, and I did some little slicing, some welding, and I got it in here. This is the same image I also used when I made this step card. See there, I put that in there. This is like one I made for a wedding. If you want to see the video on this, click below. There will be a link to this video. If you don't see it, remind me. I'm gonna decorate this, put it together, and then I'm going to show you this next one. I'm going to do really fast, or maybe just show it to you all together. I did the exact same cut, but I'm going to show you how you can do it on printed paper. This is paper, it's cardstock that came from a wedding album, or came from a wedding pack of cardstock. And I couldn't decide how, because it's not all the same, I had cut this one first. So I just laid this on here. This will normally cut up in the upper left corner. So I put this on here to see if I should lay it this way or if I should turn the paper and do it this way. Well, I chose to do it this way where the top of the pearls will show in that top heart up in here. And you can move this in the design space to cut down here. It automatically starts up here, but you can move it once it's on the final mat and place it where you want. So if you have different paper, you can put it where you want it. And I also did not put the paper exactly where it's supposed to be because I knew it wouldn't cut right up at the top. So what I did is I put the paper down just a little bit so I could get as much of the print on as possible. And let me show you where I did that. I'll just take this off real fast. And in the design space, the score lines were already there, except for these were score lines here, and these should really be cut lines. So I added a score line to each side right here, and I turned that score line into a cut line. Or you could just cut it with scissors. Actually, I did just cut it with scissors on this one because I didn't realize it until I'm like, I think that's supposed to be cut, not scored. But Cricut did a lot of work transferring all their images to have score lines when they originally no score lines. So I think that's understandable. And we're going to be stamping on this and decorating it before we put it together. So here's this one. I think that will be kind of cute. This box is going to go together, not like that. Or the hearts are going to look like that. That'd be cute. Okay, we got to do all the scoring and stuff. But I think that's really pretty. Okay, let's get this out of the way. Let's start stamping. We're also going to be using, this is a scrap sheet of acrylic. This is Cricut acrylic. It comes in I think it's like 8.23 by 11.5 or something like that. And I've used this a couple times before, and I have enough to use a lot more actually. Because all we need to do is cut this just a little bit bigger than this and tape it to it on the other side. Then we have a closed window. first I'm going to start stamping, and I'm going to use my Close to My Heart stamp. This is my favorite stamp. If you guys watch my videos, you know it. And I use this one all the time. And I started freaking out because I couldn't find it, because I didn't put it away. Put it in a different spot. So I just went through all of my Close to My Heart stamps twice, looking for this, panicking. I have to have it. It's my favorite. And this is a little heart that came from there, and I'm just going to stick this on there somewhere. Okay. I'm going to use the Pixie ink, and this ink is almost the same color as the paper. It is a little bit different color, maybe a little darker. This is going to be more of a tone on tone. If you can't see it at all, I'll use another color. But I don't want it to stand out. I just want it to be pretty. There. I think it's pretty. Now I'm going to take this big one off. And I think I'm going to use this one. My other favorite one. Sometimes I use them together. And I'm going to place this so that heart is coming right through there. Oh, you know what? There's a score line right there. That's okay. Okay, I'm going to take the heart off here. And I'm going to do another one coming this way. Okay. Okay, now I also am going to use, this is still Pixie, and this is a little dauber. I have these labeled so they match each color. I'm just going to grab a piece of scrap paper and kind of color the edge of the heart. Just to give it more dimension. So when you put these together, they're gonna look cool. And I think I'm gonna do a little bit just to bring out this middle part, the arms and hands and love. Oh, look. Just makes it a little bit deeper. Okay, I think that's all I'm going to do for that. Okay, now we need to score this. And the score lines are there for me. You just got to bend them. Score them. And there's one here also. So I think got all the score lines. So before you start putting adhesive anywhere, I suggest you kind of fold it where you think it's going to go. Okay, this tab is going to go all the way over there and glue underneath, not on top of, okay? And do it underneath here. And oh my gosh, look at that. Totally unplanned, but that kind of matches up perfectly. Almost. I guess not perfectly, but pretty close. Oh, we forgot to score these. Okay, so this, whenever you have tabs, put them underneath, like this. And then these are going to close down here, and then this is going to close inside here. And we'll get to the top. Okay, now let's put some adhesive on it. I'm using my ATG gun, and I'm going to put adhesive on this flap, and I'm going to put it on this flap. Now I turned this over, so this is the front of it. Turned it over, but these flaps are folding up. And I ran out of adhesive. So I'm going to go change this. I'll be right back. Okay, I changed my tape, and I'm going to show you one trick with this just because I remember people asking, they're showing pictures of their tape coming off the roll. Mine's never done that. But now, while I was loading this, I was thinking maybe they're not putting it around this thing here. If you go straight from here to here, it's going to be looser and it's most likely going to come off the end. So if you have that trouble, is it because of that? Let me know in the comments. Okay, now finish applying adhesive. Just going to stick that on there. That one's going to be extra strong. And I'm going to put just some here. I don't think we need a lot of it on these pieces. And that's it. So I only put it on the flaps and the two bottom pieces. I'm not putting it on the top pieces. We have to have that be able to open to eat the candy we're going to put in. Okay, so now to close this, I'm going to put this up here, and then we're going to close the two ends here. And we're going to make sure the flaps are on the inside. See, this flap is here, but it's not square. So first put that one down, make sure it's square with these edges. So we got that in there. Then bring this one in and make sure that is square with this edge. And then lastly, put this on there, make sure it's square with that edge, and stick this inside. Push that down and then close that on that edge. And then you have the open box. And you can go in and make sure all these edges are square. There we go. Oh, but you know what I forgot to do before we put this together? I forgot to put the acetate on the inside, so I'm just going to do that now. And I'm going to measure this so it will fit in there. Still be able to get some adhesive around it. So that will fit like that. So I'm going to go ahead and put adhesive on here around the edges. And like I said, so much easier if you do that before you put the box together. Set it down and push down on it. There we go. We did it. Okay, so now, and sometimes this paper has white core paper. If you see that and you don't want to, you can ink the edges. You could use this, or you could just use an ink pad and go straight on there also. I think with this color in this paper, I like it better with this. And you can do that along all of the edges. It kind of gives it a finished look. Go in and tighten this up. Okay, so now you can fill it up, and you don't do any more adhesive, and there you have a heart. Now this does have a few notches right here and right here. You can hit contour in Design Space or Cricut Craft Room and get rid of those if you don't want, or you can use those with a little ribbon. and you can make it like carry it. I can't see. You can do this different ways. You could put this in at each end and make a knot in there. I kind of just like it without it, but you could tie this up in a bow. I'm not the best bow maker in the world, but you can see what I mean. By not being the best bow maker in the world, it's kind of bad. But I don't think I want the ribbon, although, you know, if I did it nice, it would be kind of cute. But I kind of like it. Is the heart? Is that cute? Do you like it? So here it is. And here's the sides. You can just barely see the stamping on there. Alright, if you like this project, please click like below. Okay, so here is the other box, which is, I just think it's a little more romantic. It could also be for Valentine's Day. I did not ink the edges at all, and again, I forgot to put the acetate in the center. Please learn from my mistakes. But I thought it was kind of cool, the way the paper is. You could even make this, there's a lot of papers with that print of diamond plate that's like for guys or a mechanic or something. So you can make it kind of masculine if you wanted to. But I thought these were kind of cute. And let me show you again how you fold it. It has 2 cut lines in the top. So just make sure you put those together. And I found these in Design Space just by typing in heart box. So there they go. I love you guys, and I'll see you in the next video. Here's a shout out to a few of my supporters on patreon.com.
Jean Williams Pettit, Ray Misa, Misty Lewis, John, Kathleen Kelly Tilley, Debbie Dickerson, Antonio J, Cindy Dupe, Nancy Potkey, Donna Vacar, Melinda Strange, Scrap to Giggle, Lynette Gregory, Jim Eber, Evie Leek, Annie LaVille Curtis, and Cindy Wesley. Thanks, everyone.